Good evening, everyone. Good evening, English 3-1, and especially to our dear professor, Ma'am Cecilia L. Kalub. For this night, I will be discussing about the use of coordination and parallelism or parallel structure in creative writing with examples. Conjunctions are simple words that allow you to connect two sentences without having to change any of the words in the original sentences. Some of the most common conjunctions that we know are and, but, nor, or, so, yet, and for. Let's say for a simple example, Maria created a resume. She copied it on expensive, high quality paper. Her prospective employer was not accepting resumes. And we can actually revise it using the use of conjunctions like this one. Maria created a resume and she copied it on expensive, high quality paper, but her prospective employer was not accepting resumes. Alright, so conjunctions are actually simple words that allow you to connect two sentences without having to change any of the words in the original sentences, as I've said earlier. Now, let's move on to coordination conjunctions. These words, in ways that parallel the simple conjunctions listed above, but they are more complex. The definitions of these words can overlap, so you want rather to be careful about how and when you use them. Consequently, therefore, something happened or something is true because of something preceding it. A coordinating conjunctions, is a word that joins two parts of a sentence. Coordinating conjunctions turn two sentences into one sentence with two independent clauses. So I'm pretty sure that you are all familiar with this one. So this will be somehow a review as well, wherein we're just going to relate it into creative writing. The common conjunctions that we have are the fanboys or the for and nor but or yet and so. All right, another example. Henry knelt down and closely inspected the inscription on the wall. He didn't find anything out of the ordinary. He wished he could spend more time studying the ruins. He had to go back to Colombia to meet his girlfriend. He had to drive back to the airport. The airport was 20 miles away. So as you can see, this example that we have actually sounded like as if there are different ideas within a single paragraph. So, with the next example or the revision of it, we can see that it is actually working as it is actually functioning as a paragraph or as one. All right, so here it is. Henry knelt down and closely inspected the inscription on the wall, but he didn't find anything out of the ordinary. He wished he could spend more time studying the ruins, but he had to go back to Colombia to meet his girlfriend. He had to drive back to the airport and it was 20 miles away. So as you can see the difference with this example that we have, the writer uses more coordinating conjunctions to connect two sentences so that we can avoid we can avoid having lots of simple sentences alone. All right, another example that we can compare. Jonathan read the company website and articles about the company before his interview. He was able to ask very good questions during his interview. We can revise it like this one. Jonathan read the company website and articles about the company before his interview. Therefore, he was able to ask very good questions during his interview. Furthermore, in addition, moreover, similar to the word and, but with more of a relationship to the first part of the sentence. So, the underlined word there is actually the one that was used as to connect two ideas. All right. Another example, Soo Yoon checked the grammar in her college application essay twice. She asked her neighbor to check the grammar one more time. We can revise it like this. Suyun checked the grammar in her college application essay twice. In addition, she asked her neighbor to check the grammar one more time. However, just like the word but, only for longer sentences. Another example, Miguel's car didn't start this morning. He got a jump start from his neighbor and was able to make it to his appointment on time. We can revise it like Miguel's car didn't start this morning. However, he got a jump start from his neighbor and was able to make it to his appointment. Indeed, in fact, similar to the word end, but there is a closer relationship to the first part of the sentence and it extends the information in the first part of the sentence. Let's have another example. Priya seems to be a workaholic. She spent the holiday in her office finishing the report. We can revise it this way. Priya seems to be a workaholic. In fact, she spent the holiday in her office finishing the report. Nevertheless, very similar to the word but the truth of what comes before nevertheless is emphasized. Let's have another example. All his friends rather, have been praising the high quality of service in the new coffee shop for months. When he went there, the server was quite rude. We can revise it like this. All his friends have been praising the high quality of service in the new coffee shop for months. Nevertheless, when he went there, the server was quite rude. Then something happening is in sequence after a previous event. Okay? Next one, another example. When you carefully reviewed the credit cards offers she had received this month, she chose the one with the best terms and completed the application. We can revise it like this. When you carefully reviewed the credit card offers she had received this month, then she chose the one with the best terms and completed the application. Now let's move on to the parallelism. All right, so parallelism is the repetition of grammatical elements in a piece of writing to create a harmonious effect. Sometimes it involves repeating the exact same words, such as in the common phrases easy come, easy go, and veni, vidi, vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. Other times it involves echoing the pattern of construction, meter, or meaning. Alright, so the definition of parallelism is based on the word parallel, which means to run side by side. There are two kinds of parallelism in writing: parallelism as a grammatical principle and parallelism as a literary device. Sorry. So the basic example that we can actually associate with parallelism is like this. I am, let's say for example, I am watching, eating, and sleep. Oh, sorry. All right. So let's have another example. I am watching while eating and surf the net. So the surf there must be parallel together with the first two words that we have, which is watching and eating. So it must be like I am watching, eating, and surfing, something like that. Okay. Alright, so in English grammar, parallelism, also called parallel structure or parallel construction, is the repetition of the same grammatical form in two or more parts of a sentence. Like this one, I like to jog, bake, paint, and watching movies. We can make it like I like to jog, bake, paint, and watch movies. Or I like jogging, baking, painting, and watching movies. As simple as that. All right. So parallelism is particularly popular among orators because it usually simplifies the structure of sentences so the speaker can hold an audience attention for longer and present their message in digestible terms. All right. So additionally, parallelism also useful when a writer wants to emphasize the relationship between two or more ideas. It can set up a comparison or contrast between two things. Here's an example of a parallelism, which is from Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, I Have a Dream. It says, I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live up the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that my four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. All right, so that is actually an example of anaphora, which is under parallelism. So let me just give you another example. It is actually not written in the PowerPoint already, but let me just have this one. It is actually the same type of parallelism features in Winston Churchill's Steering World War, the Second Era address, titled "We Shall Fight on the Beaches." It says, we shall fight in France, we shall fight on the seas and oceans, we shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air, we shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills, we shall never surrender. So, as you can see, by just listening to my example earlier, about "We Shall Fight on the Beaches" by Winston Churchill, you can actually see that there is a repetitive word there, which is the "we shall." So it actually, sounded like to catch attention to the readers to somehow um, have them still listening with the speech. All right. So just to sum up everything that we discussed for tonight, about the coordinating conjunctions, which is used to connect ideas, which makes us for creative writers to make our sentences more meaningful and more colorful, and with the use of parallelism as well, for us also to accord with the grammatical structure that we need um, to make it or to comply with the standards of writing creative writing. All right, so for now, I think that's it for us. Thank you for listening and stay healthy. Bye for now.